I'm Ed Cross, contractor advocate for the Restoration Industry Association. We want to thank Xactware President Mike Fulton for participating in the RIA virtual conference and setting the record straight once and for all that Xactimate prices are not intended to be global prices applicable to all situations. Insurance companies have a legal duty under the terms of the contract of insurance to pay the usual and customary costs of the work. If they're using Xactimate numbers as a global price to apply to every single project, they are not using Xactimate properly, according to Mike Fulton, the president of Xactware, who answered a question on this topic at the Restoration Industry Association's virtual conference on April 16, 2020.
We had a major insurance carrier here in Montana that basically told us they've got pricing that was pretty antiquated and it was pretty old. And so we had to change our pricing. And the carrier basically sent an email out to a bunch of other people that work in their company and said, if those guys change the pricing, tell the customer they got to pay the difference. And I shared that story with you and you were surprised and had some comments that I think our members would be surprised about. Could you share kind of your thoughts on that as far as how, if that's using your program according to its intent?
Unfortunately, while it's interesting, it's really not surprising. First of all, it really doesn't fit in with the way in which the application was intended to be used, and I frankly don't believe it fits in with the understanding of how the application should be used or is directed to be used, at least amongst the senior leadership within the insurance carrier organizations that I speak to. I've had discussions with them most recently on that and have been able to confirm that. The accurate or the right price is not something that's global in nature. It's really specific to the job. It's based upon the location, the accessibility, the conditions, the consumer or the customer, and frankly, what your company is dealing with and your needs are with regard to overheads, target margins, et cetera. And really the accurate price for any job is something that's between the buyer and seller. Our goal has been historically to provide you and frankly, the insurance adjuster with the appropriate information that can help you in determining or landing on the right price for a specific job. My only sense really in relation to the comments such as you received and forwarded to me is that there are clearly some individuals who are really choosing to abdicate their role in that discussion, as well as, unfortunately, someone who really doesn't understand the insurance policy contract under which they're bound. I really do believe it's a localized issue, meaning while it may be being localized in many locations, I don't believe that model is sanctioned at the corporate level by insurers.
This was a big win for the restoration industry. Xactware has pointed out that the right price is to be based on what a willing buyer would pay a willing seller based on the specific circumstances of that particular job. Section 9 of the Xactimate license agreement applies to insurance companies as well as contractors. Section 9 makes it clear that users of Xactimate are responsible to ensure that an estimate includes prices that are consistent with actual costs for material, equipment, and labor. It states that the Xactimate user agrees not to preclude deviations from Xactimate prices where the contractor's requirements, market conditions, demand, or other circumstances warrant deviation from the price. Section 9 of the license agreement states that the Xactimate prices are historical information to be used as a baseline to begin creation of an estimate. Unless a contractor has agreed to program pricing, an insurance company that insists on a one-size-fits-all pricing model violates the contract of insurance and violates Section 9 of the Xactware license agreement. Please join the movement of the Advocacy and Government Affairs Committee of the Restoration Industry Association. Thank you.